Why I love TMBC. Number 1, they're creative, which inspires me to be creative. Not only are we making a Blimey Count fan podcast, but I also got to do the logo for it, and I'm getting to do other artwork for it, as well as the fact that several people in the group are creative people that are working in design or doing stuff with Illustrator, and that encourages me to try to hone my skills, or at least have fun using my skills to make things like birthday cards and other things, and it's just really, really encouraging and awesome. And then we have other people that also do singing, like Zach, and we get to do karaoke and sing songs, and I just find that to be really, really cool. So, creativity, yeah! Number 2, they love the things I love, or at least like the things that I like. They love Blimey Cow. We have a lot of Doctor Who fans, or Whovians in the group. They love being creative and imaginative and allowing to do things like write bedtime stories and be silly. That's another thing. We're all silly, and that's just fun. We can discuss all sorts of things, from theology to alcohol to the appropriate use of fox stickers and potatoes, and it's just really, really great. Number 3. They don't care that I'm super old and almost 27. They love me anyway. Number 4. They're consistent. I can rely on the fact that somebody in the chat will be ready to talk to me at any given moment's notice, almost. And that makes for interesting conversations with various people throughout the day. And I just love that. I love that there's a community, that there's so many of us, and we've got all these different schedules that no matter what you're doing that day, you almost always can pop in and chat with somebody. Number 5. They don't take themselves too seriously, usually. So even if we're talking about something serious and then the subject changes to something less serious, usually there's no hard feelings and people are just like chill, and we make fun of ourselves. It's good to be lighthearted and like not take things too seriously. Number 6. They love inner jokes and don't mind referencing them, whether those be inner tube jokes, which are inner jokes, or just things that we have come up with in the chat. I don't know how much some of you new guys feel about this, but I personally, when I became more active in the chat, which didn't really happen until like late December because of my schedule and such, you just kind of jump in and suddenly you're part of the family. You may not understand what's going on initially, but you gain knowledge over time. I like that about this group. Number 7. I have made so many friends in this group. I love you all. I've been able to connect with you all on various levels, and I really appreciate that. And I've made a lot of lifelong friends. Number 8. I appreciate silly things like the history of the chat and imaginary friends named Guido and Adele parody songs about fried rice. That kind of ties in with the whole creativity, inner jokes thing too, but and being silly, not taking yourself seriously, but I just wanted a special time that I could highlight things like that. Guido came about from a total auto carrot that happened one day, and we just took off with it and gave Guido a backstory, and it was great fun. And Jack and I, where Fox, high five, wrote a really good parody song of Adele's Hello about an otter who eats fried rice, and a lot of you, or fry rice, excuse me, and a lot of you probably haven't heard of it, but that's because it's kind of out there, but I'm actually going to try to sing it someday, so you might get a chance to hear it. Number 9. They're always available to help out if they can, whether it be something that I'm trying to figure out about design and I'm confused, or I just have a question, or you just want to discuss something. But also when it comes to things like prayer, I feel like that's something we address less often, but nobody gets weirded out when somebody says, can you please pray for me? I've got this thing going on in my life. I've probably done that a few times, and people are always willing and ready to pray for you and encourage you in that way, and that's just really special. You don't get that everywhere. Number 10. They're spread out all across the country and even around the world, and I find that fascinating and wonderful, and I love that we have Becky in the UK and Luke in Australia and Abby and Matthew in Canada and Jill. I've got Nathan in Texas who's gonna go with me to the meetup. We got peeps in California and Alabama and North Carolina and New York. I'm hitting up all the things. I'm sorry if I missed you. Florida. And there's probably more, but basically it's just so cool that we're so spread out, and yet modern technology has connected us in this way. And number 11. I don't have 11 fingers. Basically, you guys are just amazing and a great group, and I love you all, and I'm so cliche teenager when I do this, but I don't even care. That's how much I love you guys and how cool I can be being 26, almost 27, and being totally teenagery because I have new life. No, that only God gave me new life, but I have great life, great happiness and joy spending time with you guys in TMBC. This is my little love letter to you. I got the idea to do this the other day and I was like, I'm gonna script that, so you know I mean business when I script something. A huge shout out to you guys. You're totally, totally awesome. I'm so blessed to know you. And here's to a great year, 2016 with TMBC. Peace. Thank you, modern technology. Thank you, Google Hangouts. Thank you, Facebook Messenger. Thank you, Steve Jobs.